Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Ron Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
It's another weekend in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, the intern Andrew Leeds, and our producer Josh Henning right here on 97.3 ESPN. What a beautiful Saturday morning it is, Mike Carlin, and what a great start to the homestand for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Off to a good start.
Off to a good start.
At home.
At home.
At home we are.
And we're going to get into a lot of Phillies talk today, Carlin, because the intern Andrew Leeds and I were there, not together, with our I was there with my daughter, Eliza Grace. Leeds was there with his family. But it was a great day for baseball yesterday. Nice. Opening day, the Phillies really knocked it out of the park, to coin a phrase.
Did the players walk in from the outfield?
Players walked in from the outfield.
Nice.
Now, obviously, it was supposed to be on Thursday. Thursday was beautiful weather. We're going to talk a little bit as we get into the show about how these meteorologists aren't really held to account. I mean, I guess the Major League Baseball had to err on the side of caution. I get it.
Opening day.
But what a beautiful day Thursday. The weather wasn't so nice yesterday. Well, it wasn't bad, but it was a little chilly, a little windy, but it was a great day for baseball. And, of course, the Phillies beat the Cincinnati Reds 5-2, and we'll have a lot to talk about with baseball. The Sixers really – that was a fun game to watch, Carlin. Was that a fun game to watch last night?
You like watching bench players?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
That was good.
I thought it was great.
That's good for
you. They beat the Atlanta Hawks, a playoff team, right?
Playing team.
All right, playing team. But nevertheless, we beat a playing team with our backup.
At Atlanta,
on the road with a game that they need
in overtime.
I thought it was exciting. Well, let's in basketball sometimes it comes down to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was exciting.
It was. Fourth quarter was
exciting. You know, look, I'm surprised. I thought I was going to get a big smile out of you.
No. I haven't changed what I said. Sixers are a very good team. They're just not a great team. I think there's only one great team in the East, and that's Milwaukee. But anything can happen when you get to the playoffs.
See, I think this team. I mean, this is the first time that the Sixers have had more than 51 wins since the 2001 season. This quickly, they're an elite team. They got 53, 54 wins.
They're the elite team.
53 right now.
53
I know
wins.
A lot of people don't like the coach. I think they have an elite coach. They have an MVP player. They have Maxey that can match up against anybody. It's all coming down. Guys, the whole season, it's coming down to one guy for the playoffs. How is Harden going to play? If he comes to play, you got a legitimate shot.
And 53 wins is the most wins in the Embiid era. 53 wins is nothing to sneeze at. They got the Nets tomorrow, right?
Hey, do you know what Embiid just did by being this scoring champ for this year?
What?
He's the first center.
Since Will Chamberlain, right?
No,
not that long.
He's the first center to win 2 straight scoring championships. Since I'm going to tell you the year, you tell me the player. Ready?
Right.
I want to see if Billy gets
this player. This player won it 3 straight times.
Andrew, don't help
74, 75, 76. It's never been done since.
A center?
True
center.
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar.
Nope.
It wasn't Kareem?
Nope.
74, 75, 76?
Nope.
He didn't have consecutive.
Wow.
I'll tell you where he was playing for.
Where?
Most of his time.
Moses Malone.
Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo. Well, didn't they go to
one of my favorite players of all time?
Where did Buffalo go? They are now they're the Lakers, right? No,
they're the Clippers.
Clippers.
Yeah.
Oh, Clippers.
You ready for the name? He ended up playing.
His
last couple of years with the Lakers later.
It wasn't.
Yes, he went for the Lakers there, and then he ended up with Miami. And then he ended up on Miami's coaching staff.
Oh, you got to tell me.
Bob McAdoo.
Remember
him? He was so great.
Yeah, Bob McAdoo
hasn't been done since him.
Wow.
Two straight years by a
legitimate
center to win the scoring champion in the era of everybody shooting threes.
Did you see Doc Rivers his jubilation in his face.
Oh yeah, very.
I
high.
mean,
he
he
didn't
was so
expect to
ha-
win that game last night.
No,
No,
that
He
was
li-
his scheduled
liked
loss,
seeing-
right? Was that a
yeah.
scheduled loss for him?
Yeah, he liked seeing his bench players come, and come to play, and they did.
And this gets back to something, Billy, that I've said before, and I know that someone like you loves it when someone like me says this, and that is, I love the fight in this team. I think that the fact that this team is winning ugly, it's not a beauty pageant,
No.
right? That they're winning ugly, I think is a huge opportunity for them to embrace that identity in the postseason. Because, Mike, it's the teams that find ways to win are more likely to win than the teams that only have a certain method of winning.
And Josh, with what you just said, you know where you should be living? In Miami. Because you ever see that team play? Remember them the other night when they played the Sixers?
Yeah.
You talk about it. Thank God we're not playing them in the first round.
Yeah, because
You talk about a scary team. Butler, and he just comes in. He comes into Philly like he owns it.
By the way, we got a great show lined up today. We'll talk Phillies, we'll talk Sixers. We have the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan at 10:30. And how about How about the book? He's like
Pittsburgh.
He's doing Pittsburgh. He's doing a little a minute by Parks, right?
Yeah,
he's doing
tells you the bet of the day for Pittsburgh.
And I think that's
great.
a feather in his cap. That's awesome. The book's great. So we'll talk to the book. It's you made me laugh right before we went on. Like if people like what we consider our production meeting.
Yeah, our
our
half an
screaming
hour
at each
meeting.
other.
and it's most of the time it's about stuff we don't even talk about.
Right.
By the way, I should note, Billy, you were asking about the Sixers winning 53 wins.
Right.
The last time they had that many wins in a season, 2000, 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
And they got to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, and Jaden Springer was the G League MVP. He looked great last night.
Lots of dunks.
Right?
By the way, how about the fact that he had more dunks last night than Mac McClung did, and Mac McClung won the dunk contest?
Yeah.
What happened to Atlanta? They basically got the same lineup that they had.
I'll tell you what happened to Atlanta. The problem in Atlanta is, and Mike knows this better than anybody, sometimes pieces just don't fit together.
Exactly.
And sometimes, I think that they grossly overestimated that the Trae Young, DeJounte Murray thing was going to work without fixing the other pieces around those two, right, Mike?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And Trae Young is as good as he is.
Yeah.
He's showing you I need a lot of help too with me. Like I can be even better, but I just can't do it every night in and out. You just can't do it.
We are broadcasting live on my YouTube channel, The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. You can go to my website, The Locker Room Billy Schweim, and scroll down. You can check us out there. Yesterday, the Phillies had giveaway. They gave away the flag, the banner, and they raised it up with Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins.
Oh, nice.
Were you were sitting? You weren't too far from them, were you, Andrew? Oh, you got there a little late. That was really cool. And guess what? So now, I'm going to step out of the way. We're going to unveil it. I've got it hung up in the locker room here. Let's look out the way. There it is. All right, the flag is up
on Billy's YouTube channel.
On my YouTube channel,
if you go to Billy's website, The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, you can see that Billy hung the pennant banner on the wall in the studio.
There it is. We have it. And I think
in the house.
It's in the house, and I think that run last year was unbelievable. And I think that Trey Turner is everything.
Oh yeah,
everything that he was.
Just get him on base and let him fly.
He is. My man's batting 375. He's got.
Billy's taking personal ownership now of a guy who just joined the team.
No, guess what? Though the guy goes from first to third. He was at first base and he scored on that double.
So just get him on the base.
Just get him on the base and things happen.
Yeah.
All right. First 4 games of the season, they have a whopping 37 runs. Total of 37 runs through the first 4 games of the season. The Phillies allowed. I'm sorry. They allowed more than that. They allowed, after 6 games, they allowed 45 runs. I wrote the article on 97.3ESPN.com talking about the Phillies and their pitching staff woes. But I think, they're getting used to the pitch clock. And Andrew Leeds said this when we just before the show started. Attending the game was 2 hours and I think 46 minutes. And it was perfect. It wasn't
working.
It was working. You weren't there for 3.5, 3:15. Like, when's this game ever going to end? It was a fast game, and it kept going. You know what I mean? It was moving right along, and I think that makes it a great, better game for the fans.
Remember how we started last year? The first 12 games.
Yeah,
we were 4-8.
4-8. Now we're 2-5.
We're but
we're
same thing.
And
right
there. Look, the injury bug now. Derek Hall, he's going to be out. For 6 to 8 weeks? They said.
Yeah, he had surgery, minor surgery, but he'll be back.
Surgery nonetheless. There's nothing minor about surgery, but I get it, Josh. No, I know.
Yeah, well, it wasn't season-ending surgery.
Right, exactly.
We should say, if that makes Billy feel better.
That was a huge gain though for Wheeler at home.
Absolutely,
pick up
5
that
and a third,
win,
right?
Because now with our stars out and our high power stars out, the hitters, you're really going to rely on Wheeler and Nola to do what they're supposed to do every time they come to pitch.
You're also going to rely on that bullpen. You spent a lot of resources
to
rebuild that bullpen. I think a positive sign yesterday was Gregory Soto, who has imploded twice this year, actually didn't implode yesterday.
So just for historical purposes, in 2007, the Phillies got off to a 3-10 start. In 2008, the year they won the World Series, they were 2-4. All right. 1-3 in 2009 and 2022. Last year they were 4-8 after the season opener.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about you. If there's anything I learned from you last year, Carlin, take it easy, right? Don't get. But I think the Phillies they got timely hitting yesterday. Castellanos, 2 doubles, a walk. He was instrumental, and if he can continue to pick up the slack, if he can play the way he played the year before the Phillies picked them up, that should be sufficient enough to keep them afloat until Bryce Harper gets back.
Just keep them in the running.
And, losing 30 home runs that with the loss of Rhys Hoskins, that's going to hurt. But if Nick Castellanos can pick up the slack, I think we'll be all right because we have the addition of Trey Turner.
I agree. And I think you go into this season and, we always say Vegas knows better than what we know. We're picked to be third in our division.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see.
So
Carlin.
the Mets don't look like the Mets, and they're starting out not looking like the Mets.
Right.
The Mets injury situation is worse than the
that's what I mean. They're going to be in trouble. But so you have Atlanta. But hey, you go into the season with all we want to make is the playoffs.
Right.
Get a good. We'll be okay.
All right, we got a great show lined up. As always, it's Saturday morning here in the locker room. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900, or the Ocean City office is 609-399-1227, 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar. It's got 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts. Live music every Friday night. They book a private party in their back room. Give Dave Lavari a call, 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Block by Paul Reed. Sixers ball, B-ball, Paul. Outlets hard onto House. House around one-man layup.
It's Sixers Nets tomorrow. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Cities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stool. Doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine what could relief from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin. Carlin, I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if you can tell. I've been fighting this cold.
I've been talking to you all
Yeah,
week.
man, I'll tell you what, Tuesday, Wednesday, I worked as a substitute at Audubon, and I was struggling through those 2 days, but I made it. And then Thursday, I was supposed to go to the game. Obviously, it was canceled. That warm weather did me good, but being out in the cold, and even we were in the Hall of Fame club. By the way, I want to thank my good friend Dominic Mariani, the owner of he's a chiropractor at Pennsauken Spine and Rehab. We had Hall of Fame tickets. Have you ever sat in the Hall of Fame?
I haven't.
It's unbelievable. It's great.
Nice.
My daughter kept getting a little cold. We kept coming in. She wasn't dressed appropriately. I tried to tell her, put a couple layers on. She didn't listen to Dad. And but we had the Hall of Fame to go into, and we ended up running into some people up there that we knew, and Jimmy, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great game, and the Phillies do a great job for the families, the kids. It's just
an opening day, the whole festival
nothing
atmosphere.
like it, man.
That's why I think the weather-wise, they're really thinking about the fans for that
They
one
were.
game.
They were.
For that one game opening day.
They
really
wanted to be a great experience. They had the Navy's parachuters jumped in. Roger Clemens was in the stands. I thought
because his son was called.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it was great to see the Rocket.
The Rocket.
And we had our debate. We're not going to get into it here, but a great day at the ballpark yesterday. A couple of things that I want to bring up. Did you see the play? Did you see when Nick Castellanos was on third base and they had like a shift on? The Reds had the third baseman playing almost like shortstop, and Castellanos was coming like 3/4 of the way down. And when the catcher went to throw the ball back, the third baseman wasn't going over to try to fake him out. As soon as the ball leaves the catcher's hand, I'm thinking, go to the home plate. It's a gimme.
They talked about it on TV.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, the game was 0-0. You got 2 outs. You get the bottom of the lineup. Take a chance. Be aggressive.
Especially at home.
At home.
Yeah.
If they would have pulled that off, Nick Castellanos would have been like I mean, not that he had a great game as it was. 2 doubles, a walk. He played well. But you do that. You're sending a message. Like we're doing anything we can.
You want to try to get the momentum on your side. That would have kick-started for the whole game. I agree.
Another thing that I noticed was that the defense played pretty well yesterday. I thought no errors. When they
no errors is like assistant.
That's right.
In basketball,
like we
or
keep
turnovers. You don't have no turnovers in basketball.
What do we talk about? All Eagles season long. All you turn the Sixers. You turn the ball over. Generally, what happens?
You lose.
You lose.
Baseball, you have errors. You're gonna lose probably. If you have
Zach Wheeler went 5 1/3 innings. He threw 92 pitches. And I like when after the game, when they spoke with Robbie Thompson, he said, "What did you say to Wheeler going out in the 6th inning?" And he said, "Let it all. Don't save anything."
Yeah, telling them that you're not going to finish.
You're not going to finish.
Give it all you have right now.
Give it all you have right now. This is it.
But that was his day, like we talked off the air. Wheeler had to show up yesterday, and he did.
Jose Alvarado, he's a beast, dude. He's nasty. To hit. He's really
he scares you.
He's scary. Yeah. He's scary.
You
good.
go up to the bat.
I mean,
he's scary.
He's scary good.
Even though he doesn't hit a lot of guys, in your mind when you go up against him, it's like, man, if he hits me, I'm scared to death of this guy.
I'm looking at the Braves are 6-2. The Mets are 4-4 in the early going. I know it doesn't matter that much. We keep talking about
Marlins,
the Phillies.
Look at Washington,
and then look at Washington. This division's going to be tough. But the rest of the NL, I think the rest of the NL is tough too. I think baseball is going to be very competitive.
But no one got off to a great start. Like Dodgers are, but like the Padres aren't in good shape. There's a lot of teams that are not in good shape, but it's early.
It's early.
Remember, spring training used to be January, February. Now to me, it goes all the way to June 1st. They're just everybody's feeling themselves out. They're taking it easy with the pitchers because everybody's worried about their arms for getting through the season. June 1st for me is when the season, like at the end of June, you know where you're standing. Now, we're going to be in the playoffs or not.
There's a lot of talk. Obviously they didn't put Bryce Harper on the 60-day list, so that means he's eligible to come back.
They think he's going to come back in the middle of May.
Are you worried about him trying to come back too early?
No, because they won't, unless they're in real serious trouble. They're not going to bring him back early.
So we're at the game, and my daughter Eliza Grace, when they showed Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins in their uniforms, from the TV, you can see them from the waist up. You see they had their jerseys. I don't know if they were in their unis, but you can see they had their jersey on. And Eliza Grace turns to me and goes, I said, "Yeah, there's Bryce Harper and Reese Hoskins. They're both injured." She says, she looked at me with the cutest look. She said, "My 2 favorite players are hurt.
Not playing.
They're not playing."
How was
and Bryce Harper was hitting in the batting cage before the game at Citizens Bank Park.
Being in the park, what was it like when JT hit that monster?
It was phenomenal.
Monster.
It was, you know what?
It was like 450 feet
it
or
was
so,
like,
was it, remember?
The crowd was excellent yesterday.
Yeah.
It was, right, Leeds? It was unbelievable. The crowd is, look.
Because you don't get the full effect when you're watching it on
Trey
TV.
Turner took less to come here because he knows this fan base.
Team.
It's a winning team. And
organization, everything.
Not to get to the Sixers thing, but I want to read a quote from Tyrese Maxey that I think is pretty cool. Tyrese Maxey.
That can go for any sport in Philly?
Yeah. He says, ready for this? He says, Tyrese Maxey on the Sixers' impending playoff run. "There's a buzz around this city. The Eagles did what they did. The Phillies did what they did. The Union. Now it's our turn. It's our turn to go out there and put pressure on ourselves to win."
Love it.
They know.
Yeah.
Players can feel it. The fan base in this town are all in. When this team's winning, it's tough when you're losing, and we're talking about players don't want to, like today's players, but I think your competitive players that really want to win, the game is that important to them, not the money, want to play here. No? You think it's still all about the money? I think there's a certain part of these athletes that want to play in a city like Philadelphia.
Oh, there's no doubt. No, I don't disagree.
There's a certain part, but I would say that
section.
It's not as important as you put on it, because in part you're from this area and you have a heightened value on it. For a lot of these players, they want to play with their friends. They want to go where their wife's going to be.
All right,
happy.
so let me ask you this, Josh.
Family.
Let me ask you guys this then. Name cities where you think the fans are every bit as good as ours? Like where there's
what sport?
For all it has to be because there's only what 6 cities that have all 4 sports teams.
Right off the top of my head,
right off the top of your
Chicago,
head. Okay,
Boston,
New York, depending on the sport.
Yeah, that's why I said what sport you're talking
because
about.
if you go to Kansas City, you talk to football people, they're going to say their fans.
That's it.
I was going to say St. Louis.
We've had our own Dave Clemick on here. Tell us how great the fans are to see. But
LA's not a town. Atlanta's not a town.
No.
Miami's not a town. Dallas is the Cowboys.
Miami football, the Dolphins, they got a great fan. I've been to Dolphins games, especially in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, but guess what? I was just in Fort Lauderdale this week.
But it's not like
I'm talking with people. They're into more sometimes the Hurricanes than they are than the pro team.
Yeah, oh yeah,
they care about college.
That's
more.
right. Yeah,
I would also throw in there that Pittsburgh.
Yep.
All right. Full disclosure: if you're looking on our YouTube channel, I've got my Argyle sweater on.
Like you got a date?
No.
Lund State? Lund State?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go see my mom after my 102-year-old mom. So my mom will be 102 on April 15th.
Good for her. That's what I say.
One of the nurses called me on the way down today. I see this number. I'm like, so I answered it, and I'm going, hello, and it's my mom going, Billy, and I'm like, Mom, and she can't hear.
Right.
And are you coming to see me? She's yelling at 100. She'll be 102 on April 15th. She's yelling at me. She can't hear a word I say. But so I wear this for Dave, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan.
Good.
He's going to get a kick out of this.
Couple minutes away, we'll have him.
Hey, I want to remind people, we got 2 charity events that we've been telling you about. I want to reiterate. On Saturday, June 17th at 10 Towers, Happy Boxes fundraiser benefiting local children at the American Legion at 1st Street in Summers Point, New Jersey from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets are $25. They include entry, food, and entertainment. For more information, contact Tara Cioli at 609-415-8398. That's 609-415-8398, or send her an email, tarashappyboxes@gmail.com. And don't forget the Brian Pops Golf Classic benefiting the Stroke Center of the University of Pennsylvania on May 15th at the River Winds Golf and Tennis Club. For more information, for more details, visit golfgaffa.com. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. I also want to send out condolences to the Bondano family. We lost a good friend of ours. Gary Bondano passed away. And we want to send our prayers to his family. Of course, he's related to Michael Pileggi, who's the manager there at Maserati the Mainline. A new wind is blowing at Maserati the Mainline. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Mainline, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale today for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com and call them at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi. Test drive. Schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll talk with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Way out of here. Left center field, Manny Machado.
2 of the odds-on favorites to win the National League go head-to-head in Atlanta. Manny Machado and the San Diego Padres begin their first East Coast road trip of the season when they face Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
The Padres at the Braves. Coverage begins today at 6:30 Eastern and tomorrow at 6 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
This world has its limits, but in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya, you've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors, or you can go after it with available E-Force all-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. E-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
When you want experience, go for the best. Pick up the phone and call Dennisville Fence. Fences and decks and outdoor showers made of vinyl, aluminum, and wood. They've been serving you since 1952. You're gonna be the envy of your neighborhood.
Are you building a new home or renovating an existing one? As your exclusive South Jersey Active Yards dealer, we make it easy for contractors and homeowners alike to purchase high-quality fencing, railing, and shower enclosure kits. We have glass railing, cable railing, metal railing, and a mile of vinyl T-railing in stock. With materials delivered right to your home or job site, we make it easy to get the products you need them. So start planning or our newest location at 229 Shore Road in Summers Point. Again, that's 229 Shore Road in Summers Point.
Pick up the phone and call Dennisville Fence. 1-800-499-FENCE.
Visit DennisvilleFence.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live. The Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin. A little under the weather, but Josh just yelled at me. He said, Bill, put a lozenge in your mouth. So I'm talking with a lozenge in my mouth.
We're not supposed to leave it in your mouth. The idea is that you suck on
that,
it during the
Josh.
commercial break. You spit it back into the wrapper after
Is
the
that
break.
what I do? I throw my wrapper out. Listen,
Oh, come on,
full
man.
disclosure. He comes in here, yells at me. We get in a fight, an argument. First 2 seconds he's in here.
Well, no, what happened was for
Start
full
yelling at me.
disclosure, you and Carlin were debating, and I said, you're both wrong. And then Billy starts
And then
yelling at me.
Carlin
He says,
starts
no,
laughing. He
you're
says,
wrong.
If people could see what our production meeting looks like.
Half an hour of just going at it.
Well, I can't wait to go at it with my next guy because this guy's moving on up. He's like George Jefferson.
We're going to lose him.
We're going to lose him. He's
too big for us.
He's going to be too big for us. I have to get him a
We
size
knew
40.
him when. We knew him when.
I knew him when he was.
Yeah.
It was cool to see it. He sent us that.
Loved it.
That clip. He's going to be working with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yep.
And why not? He's from Pittsburgh.
Was he one? I want to see if he was right on that one. Was that his first pick for
you
them?
know what? I don't know. But we'll ask.
We're
him.
gonna
So
let's see.
So let's go out to Las Vegas. Let's go to the Maserati Mainline Sports Hotline and welcome in our favorite guy, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Oh, I love. Ooh. Now, full disclosure, every Saturday he comes on with he has a great outfit on, hats. Now he's wearing the Buccos. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, Dave.
First of all, good to see both of you. Josh, you're doing God's work, having to listen to the two of these two, even before the show starts, making discussions and stuff. Billy, this is the Lumber Company T-shirt. Established 1971.
We Are Family.
Pride and joys. Yeah, 1979 was We Are Family.
How much fun was that? How much fun was that book when you were there for the
man,
Willie
was
Stargell? Right?
Oh, Yeah, I didn't know any better. I mean, I played baseball with like Manny Sanguine's kids.
Manny
I didn't
Sanguine.
know. I mean, they lived in the neighborhood. We
One of the
just
best names
we
in all
just
of
hung out.
baseball.
Yeah. So got a real good experience growing up with baseball, and started with my dad and my uncle, who tried out for the Pirates in 1961, the year after they won the World Series. They were baseball players. We were baseball.
You'll never
players.
forget it, right, Book? You'll never forget it.
No, it was the
Book,
best.
I sent you a picture last night. I brought my daughter, Eliza Grace, to her
Oh.
first opening day. Book, I had to hold back the tears. She just the wonderment. Don't get me started. I'll get emotional here, but she really enjoyed being with her dad at the game last night.
It's the best. It's the absolute best, Billy. I tell you all the time, take as many pictures as you can because it goes so quick. And you get to be an old dad, which is an actual blessing. Like a lot of people are like, oh, how could you have a kid, and you be old and this and that? And it's like, I don't know, but I'm glad I'm doing it. Look, we got Billy crying. He can't even.
I know. I gotta jump in for him.
He's a big mush, but this is okay because this is what we do. I mean, believe me, I thank God every day that I'm alive. Literally, had a stroke at 50, woke up and couldn't talk. And now I'm on the air talking 5-6 hours a day about sports and, betting and life and all this other stuff. Cry, Billy. Just
will you stop it, Dave?
Take the lozenge out of your mouth, like Josh said, while you're on the air. Listen to Josh. He actually knows a little.
Plus, I'm fighting a cold. I can't even breathe.
Oh, it's terrible.
But Dave, you're absolutely right, and Billy knows. It's all about when you get to a certain age. It's all about family. It doesn't matter how old the kids are. The kids could be 7. The kids could be like my daughter's 20 now.
Oh.
And my birthday was Thursday this past week. And
Oh.
I got presents and the kids call me and this and that.
Right.
But then my wife says, you won't believe what your daughter put on Facebook.
What?
And then she showed it to me, and it's exactly what. It was like my best sports fan
Memory.
is
My
my
dad,
dad.
yeah.
And she had pictures with me and her at the Eagles game, at the Sixers game, and stuff like that. That was like the best gift you could get. Because you can keep it. You put a shirt on, you take it off.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is going to be memories.
Like
but in her head, to know in her head, that's what she's thinking. That was the best.
I got to tell you guys, been to a million Phillies games, sporting events with friends, drinking, the whole 9 yards. Yesterday, was probably the best time I ever spent at the game. It was so much fun. The Phillies do a great job. They had the Navy guys jumping in on parachuting in. They had the choir there. The whole the colors of the field.
Mm-hmm.
All they introduced the Cincinnati Reds. They introduced the Phillies. That whole look, the flag, everything. There was so much going on. You were just like looking in awe.
It's so wild to look back. And Carlin, I didn't know you had a 20-year-old because I got a 19, a 17, and a 9, and we're gonna have.
Book. I got a 38-year-old.
He beats us all.
Well, this is. I didn't know this, but opening day is just different. You can't explain it, and like the hype of opening day leading up to it is always one thing. And then I remember getting out of school and going, and I remember it being cold all the time. I never went to a nice opening day, and it doesn't matter because it was opening day. There's just something about baseball for some of us that we can't explain and that some people will never get. But going to games with your kids is the absolute best. I remember going to games with my dad because they were so limited. My dad was busy working. So it wasn't like you get to go. I went with my cousins who were older than me. They were the ones that my dad said, hey, take them to the games. And other people, my uncles. The games with your dad, man, it's a special thing. That's really cool, Carlin. The only thing is you wish the kids would tell you once in a while. Like they post it now on social media.
Right.
I got a couple legendary posts from my oldest daughter. But we could be in the house for 3 days and she could never say a word to me.
Yeah, not a word.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
We're talking with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Book, tell us about what you're doing now with the Pittsburgh Pirates, because I tell you what, are you on the Jumbotron with that?
No, that's on the pregame show.
That looks
pregame show.
You look, Book, I got to tell you, man.
You look good.
You look great, dude.
We're trying our best. Listen, it's so hard in this space. I'm learning so much about it because for basically 30 years I worked in a sports book, or I lived offshore for almost 2 years. I did a lot of things. And this media stuff is all new to me. So every day that there's a game, not a morning game or a day game, but all the night games. So it's like 100 games. I'm going to go on and do a pick or talk about something about baseball content. I'm a content provider now for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's
so
awesome.
to
Beautiful.
answer your question,
Congratulations.
I was wrong on that one. The first
You
one
heard,
is
you heard
always
us talk.
wrong.
I forgot he could hear us.
I bet I said to play the no run in the first inning. Not only was there a run in the first inning, there were 8 runs in the first inning. It was 5-3 after the first in that game. So, but we did okay, after that. Yeah.
Let me ask you a big question, a Sixers question.
Yes.
Embiid right now, Joel Embiid is a minus 1,000 to win the MVP.
It's done.
What do we think? We put
It's
the
done.
1,000 down.
It's one. It's someone.
So people that have money will make more money.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, you can bet
Just
it.
put
If
it
you
down?
didn't bet it now, I mean, you got to lay 10-1. But laying 10-1 mean it's already decided. There's nothing that could happen now that's going to change that. Someone found out through the people that vote that they're all going to vote for him, and it's a wrap. I mean, listen, we had him last year at like 50-1. And it went all the way down, but he never became this big of a favorite. I've been talking about it all week. Listen, the NBA is a mess. I don't know what's going on with these.
The Boston game sealed it for him.
Yeah,
when he had 51
I think so. But
against them.
let me ask you this, Book, concerning these Sixers specifically, since you're out on the West Coast and you're not, because I think a lot of people, including Mike Carlin, a little skeptical on how far the Sixers can go. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you and maybe like the people on the West Coast national media perceive the Sixers? How far can they go? I mean, you saw the Herculean effort that Joel Embiid had against the arch nemesis, arch rivals, the Celtics.
Yeah.
What do you think, Book?
People are dismissing them as a second round exit. It's pretty, it's a done deal. Like, they're not going to beat the Celtics. They're not. No one thinks that they can beat the Celtics. I go on all the shows and I try to represent the Sixers because that was my team growing up. We didn't have a basketball team in Pittsburgh, so I still have a soft spot for the Sixers. I swear I love the song. I got some dear friends that live there. My brother lives in Horsham. I mean, that's my team as a kid. I remember that Dr. J Hears and Andrew Toney and Bobby Jones and all of them. I mean, that 1983 team was my team.
40 years ago.
Can't believe it. I can't believe it. But this year's team, I just feel like I want to try to say, oh, if you bet them, you got a shot. How are they going to beat both the Celtics and the Bucks? I just don't think
that's what I keep saying.
It's just inevitable. It's not going to happen. One, it would be awesome. Both, an absolute miracle, Carlin. I just don't think it can happen.
And we already read what Tyrese Maxey said. He said basically, you saw what the Eagles did, you saw what the Phillies did. Now it's our turn. Because we were talking earlier in the program before you joined us, Hal. This city rallies around its teams like no other city, I think. I mean, I'm biased because we have all 4 teams here, but when you had the Eagles do what they did, the Phillies do what they did, the Union, and like, let's not forget the Sixers got 53 wins. They're not a bad team.
No, they're not. Listen, it would be awesome, but it would be fodder for everyone that likes to ride the Philly fans and the Philly media, that if they actually would do it, they would beat both the Celtics and the Bucks and actually get to the finals and then lose to the Suns. How annoying would that be? That would be terrible.
We think alike. I got the Suns in the final. I got the
Absolutely.
Suns or Golden State. Everybody sleeps on Golden State. Until someone beats them, I think they could be rated in.
Well, I hope those two don't play, however,
Each other.
matchups until the Western Conference Finals, because
That's
I'm
me
with
too.
you. I like both of those teams. Those are my 2 teams in the West as well. So, yeah, that would be the West is going to be fun. All this Laker talk is amusing to me. There's a lot of really sharp people. I like to call them the rhombuses and the parallelograms. They like the Lakers. They think the Lakers can make a run deep in the Western Conference or win it all. Win the whole thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know. They look old. You got to do it multiple nights in high leverage. I don't know.
You got to do it for 2 months now. The season now is for 2 months. If you want to go to the finals, you got 2 months. Are you considered the 2 months that you can have Durant and Chris Paul be healthy for the next 2 months? I don't know about that. And you could go through a lot of games like that, a lot of teams. Okay, it's a 2 month window right now, and that's why I keep going back to it.
And of course, Embiid and Harden won't play tomorrow night. Don't
right. You got to Embiid and Harden. We got to get through 2 months because you lose one of them for a couple games, and you're done.
Done.
We're talking with the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Book, I want one more baseball question.
Yeah.
How did the Tampa Bay Devil Rays? We were just talking about cities, right? Cities, people are passionate. But how many people go to Tampa Bay games down there? Everybody's from somewhere else. They're 7-0 every year. This team's always like they've got a good team.
And if their place holds, say 30,000, they get 8, 10.
I should interject though. It does not get mentioned enough that stadium is in a bad area of town.
Yeah.
And that if they would have built that stadium in an area like the Buck Stadium
downtown,
somewhere where people can easily get to without worrying about their cars going to get broken into, might be a little different.
All of that being said, they're a hell of a baseball team, and they continue
year
to
after year
pitching and keep them in games, and then get guys that are young and just buy in.
They don't spend money.
They spend no money. That's another thing.
They spend no
money.
Spend
money.
It's so efficient, and it's hard to justify turning a team into an all-star team like San Diego did and getting the same results when they're getting in Tampa when nobody goes to the games and they're doing it. Their season wins are going to be very close, those two, and they're complete polar opposites. Tampa Bay is a really good baseball team. And it's a nice start to the season to get the teams they're playing. Okay. And there's always one team in April that exceeds expectations.
Okay.
It's not Tampa. Tampa's going to be a good team all year. It might be my Pirates. I don't want to get too excited. I've seen this before. But listen, guys, the baseball season is April. It's fun. Enjoy all of this. I was going to mention the hockey because, Billy, I know you're a hockey guy. But, we stopped talking about hockey in Philadelphia months ago.
Matter of fact, in my article on 97.3ESPN.com that I post every Friday, I said it's a dreadful season. We had a dreadful season.
Oh,
I mean, there was nothing to cheer about. The stands were half empty.
No.
One question before we let you go. Who's going to win the Masters?
You know what? I'm glad I'm not there. One of these times I'm going to go.
It's a bucket list for you?
Yeah, it's one of those things I got to see in person. As you get older, when you see things in person, it just puts that picture in your head that you can't, you can take all the pictures you want on the TV. You can watch it. It's not the same. All this rain is making I can't wait to go for a walk a little bit later today in the sunshine. I'm talking about the weather way too much. And are you wearing the Argyle sweater again?
I did. I'm glad you. I was doing this. I was stretching out, thinking that you would notice it, but I did this specifically for you because you were you were under the weather last week.
Yeah.
I wore the Argyle for you. I brought it on again today.
Well, I like it, Billy. You always look good. You sent me a picture of you and your daughter, and I got a little misty-eyed myself because you look great. And it is always a pleasure to join you guys. Don't give me that crap that, I'm going to be too big for you and all that other stuff. I'm hearing the show, guys, and I don't want to yell at Billy because he's sick and under the weather. So, Carlin, you're getting it today. And for 6 months, you hit me with basketball games, Holy Cross, and all this other stuff. And now you're going to big-time me. I'm going to big-time you right back.
All right. Well, Book, we appreciate your time. Every Saturday here in the locker with Billy Schwein. Book, as always, thank you so much and have a great sports weekend. Happy Easter.
See you, buddy.
See you, boys. Happy holiday weekend. See you.
There he is, the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan, live on the Maserati of the main line. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or call at 609-399-1227. Hey, everybody, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine. That's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. The Flyers host the Boston Bruins tomorrow. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN, and listen live on the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Springfest is here at Lowe's. Don't miss out on the best deals of the season. Refresh your yard with 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. And refresh your home with savings on paint and stain. Right now, buy one, get one 50% off on 1-gallon cans and 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paint, Stainmaster Paint, and Cabot Exterior Stains. Shop Springfest today. Valid through 4/12. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details.
News Team 5's News on the Fives. This just in. KFC is introducing new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. For more, here's Kelly Nichols.
Thanks, Gary. These KFC chicken nuggets are tender, juicy, and highly sauceable. As one team put it, no cap. These nuggies are straight fire. Gary?
Thanks, Kelly. Sounds bussin'. That does it for news. Order KFC's new hand-breaded chicken nuggets on the KFC app. You've never had nuggets like these. That's finger-licking good. Price and participation may vary.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live. Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, the intern Andrew Leeds, and of course Josh Henning is our producer. And Carlin, I don't know what it is. As I've gotten on the mush, when I think about like that's taking my daughter to the game or seeing her, I just get emotional. I can't help it,
That's
man.
okay.
I'm a
Special
mush.
moments.
I would never be able to be up in front of a live audience. Like if I ever had to make a retirement speech, I'd be in tears. If I ever had to make being up on a podium talking about something emotional, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't even get a quarter of the way through.
The two of us are a lot alike because I'm known as the family. I'm the crier.
Is that right?
So like when my dad died, it was like, are you going to talk?
There's no way.
And everybody spoke for me. They were like, oh,
bottom lips.
Mike can't do that. Mike. And I've gone to funerals and I've actually have felt bad because I wanted to say something.
Right.
But I knew I'd be, and I'd like, I can't do it.
I'll never forget. I tell the story all the time when who was the football player that lost his life in Afghanistan from the Cardinals?
Yeah, Tillman,
Pat Tillman. When I was working at U.S. Airways, when his body was coming, casket with the flag draped and the ceremonial, the honor guard following him and everything. And I went up to talk to his parents and say, sorry for you. Two words came out and I was like, just lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something emotional like that, it's tough. But we had a great time. It's something we'll never forget.
No.
Going to that opening day was so much fun
the rest of our life.
Yeah. All right, hour 2, we're going to talk Sixers basketball. We're going to get into the draft because there's a lot of stuff we can talk about with the draft.
May get a running back. We may get a running back.
April showers bring May flowers. Let's hope the Sixers bloom in the playoffs and exceed our expectations.
Absolutely.
Right? How much fun would that be?
I'd love to see it.
Sixers and Nets, they're locked in. We'll talk about it next as we continue on in the locker room. Easter weekend. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Henning, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The fact that you think that all mac and cheese is the same because it's cheese.
No, I never said
conversation
that.
was around.
Never said that.
You essentially said that, Max.
Never. I'm not arguing some mac and cheese is way better than others. I'm saying the worst mac and cheese is a soggy noodle with cheese on it. I'll still tear that up.
I'm not eating that.
All right, so that's you.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on a parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Nature Valley Crunchy Bars are the snack for out there. You know, the place where you hear sounds like this. And this. Oh, and this. Nature Valley. Life happens out there.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks.
So easy. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Spring is here, and so are the mosquitoes, ticks, and ants. Don't let pests ruin your spring. Be a Viking and send pests packing. Viking Pest is your trusted partner for the best pest protection. Visit vikingpest.com for a free quote. That's vikingpest.com.
Sports is what we do.
You're in your car, you're in your house, you're wherever you are. You're a sports fan.
97.3 ESPN.
Because if you weren't a sports fan, you wouldn't be listening.
WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A town square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Set, red 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back here in the locker room, broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, Mike Carlin, the co-host, and of course Josh Hennick pushing all the buttons, keeping us on the air. And Carlin, let's talk Sixers basketball because I was thoroughly impressed with the effort last night, albeit they had 6 starters out, and they still beat a playing team, the Hawks, but nevertheless they beat them. And they beat him. The way they did it was cool, and I like the expression. I like Doc's reaction after the game. He was jumping all around the court. He was happy for the guys. I think that will translate if the starters can see what the backups did. It gives you a little life. Does that bring the players? I am such a believer in chemistry. Because at this level, everybody has. They're all talented.
Not at this level. At this time of the year.
At this time of the year,
you're not close as a team. This time of year, you're in serious trouble. But you can actually watch during timeouts. Like I watch stuff that maybe some people don't watch.
Right, because you're a basketball
guy.
When
they're walking off the court, they're always all together. You don't see two. There's certain teams where like their star player sits on the side of the bench, never gets up, never high-fiving people. Right. We don't have guys like that.
Well, did you notice the other night when they lost to Miami, Harden was taken out like in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth, and he didn't. I don't think he's like people put his hands. He just walked right by everybody because he was pissed. He was sending a little message.
Yeah, like we got to wake up.
But the fact that he did that shows to me that he's got life because we don't really know what goes on behind the reporters that are there close that see the interactions. They get a better perspective. Of course, they're scribes and they put it in the newspaper. They put it on different outlets that we can read, but you don't get to see it. You know what I mean?
You talked about last night. So let's go back to Miami's game at home.
Right. After they did what Joel Embiid did to the Celtics on Tuesday.
Right. You come home and you play Miami. And you know Miami's coming. Every time they come in, they play them tough.
That's because Butler has an axe to grind.
But
the Sixers.
You said when they took out Harden, what you just said, do you think he's saying that in the locker room? Like when the doors are shut, who is the vocal guy to say, hey, this is BS?
Because what do we say with the Eagles? Who's the guy?
Yeah. So who is your guy? Who do you think?
Well, after seeing what I saw him walking there, like if I'm a player on the bench, like, it was the guy, Maxey, I think was the first guy he walked by. He stuck his hand out. He hardly even like gave him a slap.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else he walked right by didn't even acknowledge him. He was pissed. That's my perception of it. No?
And do you, well, I don't know because I don't know this guy Harden. Harden really is a puzzle to me. Like I don't know if he's putting on a show doing that.
He's not putting on a show.
Okay, then that's
Harden,
good.
Here's the problem with Harden. Harden doesn't care enough to put on a show about optics. He's a very anti-optics guy.
But he also has a reputation of maybe not being.
But that's part of the problem. He also doesn't care about his reputation.
That's what I'm
he
thinking.
just wants to go out and play ball.
Do you think he I mean, he's 33 years old, right? He's 33. And do you think he's I don't know what to say. I mean, do you think he's super competitive, Josh? At the 33?
I don't know. Super competitive. I reserve for a very, very small group of people.
But
Yeah,
don't
I
you need
agree.
that to be a champion in the NBA?
No, because if somebody else on your team is super competitive, it picks up for the rest. Like
Joel.
look at the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. Do we really think Tony Kukoc was super competitive?
No, but he had Pippen and he
Do
had
we really think
Jordan,
Luke
but
Longley was super competitive?
No, but if you have two of
Roman
your
Harper, I mean,
but if you're two stars like Pippen and Jordan were
Carried everybody.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is super competitive.
Seth Curry super competitive.
But guess who's not? Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson,
Yeah,
he's kind
has that-
of more
yeah.
silent in his
He
approach.
goes with the flow, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And
You
if
know,
he's hot, he
Can
just
shoot
keeps
or-
shooting.
Can he shoot or what?
And guess what? You know who the most competitive guy on the Warriors is Draymond. And he's not the first, second, third, or fourth best player on the team. I think that's where PJ Tucker comes in for the Sixers. I think Tucker is the guy in the locker room, MFing guys up and down because he's got this pedigree to say, hey, I've won a championship. I know what it takes to win. You guys brought me here for the toughness, And so I think he's the one who might have to turn to Maxey. And, we have seen people get mad at Maxey this year.
So who's the most competitive person on the Sixers, would you say?
Oh, it's got to be Joel.
Joel Embiid?
Yeah, it's gotta be
Embiid's definitely
Yeah,
competitive.
no doubt.
All right.
I think Maxey tries to be. He's just not ready.
So when I was in high school, then from 1977 to like 1983 when the Sixers won the title. I mean, in 1977 they lost to the Trailblazers 4-2.
Big Bill.
All right,
Big
Bill
Bill
Walton on that one, and that was the beginning of the run. But that was when they had Darryl Dawkins. They just could never get over the hump.
Bobby Jones.
Then they come back in 1980 and lose to the Lakers 4-2, and that's the decisive Game 6 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was injured. And
Magic.
a rookie by the
Magic
name
played
of
center.
Irving Magic
Did
Johnson.
it all.
comes in. Do you know how many points he had and assists and whatnot in that game?
Are you going to put on?
I feel like he had a triple-double or close to it.
Yeah,
Nick.
close
I'm
to it.
going to say like 30.
42, 15, and 7.
Yeah.
And he was the
Yeah.
MVP. So he won that game. Then they come back in 81 and they lose 4-2 to the Celtics. So they were like hovering. But this team's different. I mean, this team is like, the process is come and gone. And now this is like the.
I wish they would have ended up in second place. I really did. I think you would have had a better shot going through the book just said. You have to go through Boston and then you got through Milwaukee.
But you know what? Maybe they need to have their back against the ropes.
momentum and just keep
maybe
winning.
they need to be like a boxer who might be down on the scorecards in the 5th or 6th round with his back against the ropes. And I know Andrew, the intern, has shown us regular season records. The problem with the regular season record is not all things are equal.
Well, like
for example, they weren't healthy in all those games.
The Celtics had 2 of their starters out the other night.
Yeah.
And then the game was
Yeah, but here's
the
the thing,
game before that they had 4. But when the Sixers went up there, they lost.
Derek White had a huge game. He gave you the same points that Jaylen Brown would have given you in that game. So to me, the Robert Williams absence is a little more significant than Brown.
See, if PJ Tucker, like he was talking in I forget who wrote the article, could have been Pompey about the role, the defining roles. If players know their roles.
Mm-hmm.
Know your
Harry
role.
Know your
job.
Harry doesn't know his role. Our buddy Harry. But that's a whole nother story.
Harry doesn't know his role. We should have a drop for that. Harry doesn't know his role. But how important is that, Coach Carlin? Would players know their role?
Absolutely. You get 12 players that know their roles, you're going far. You're making the playoffs. There's teams out there that their players don't know the roles. That's why they're sitting.
Because if you look at everything that Joel Embiid has done this year, and when we're talking about competitiveness, but Joel Embiid has the most 40-point and 10-rebound games of any player since 2000, having 35 games this year like that. Giannis and Shaq are tied for second with 32. Shows you what kind of elite company he's in, right? If he could play that way, and if he could do that in the playoffs, This team can
We're
go
going
far.
far.
I mean,
And
I
he
know
can do
the
it.
injured, the intern Andrew Lees and Josh just commented. He said we're 2-2 against the Bucks in the regular season, 1-3 against the Celtics. Throw all that out when the playoffs come.
Also, don't forget in the playoffs, you are going in with guys who have been in the playoffs before, and some guys just play better in the postseason than other people. And I think a perfect example of that, as I mentioned, is PJ Tucker. The guy's got a history of being a shot maker and a guy who plays very important defense. And you could argue that if he was not on the Bucks, they don't win a championship a couple years ago.
Right.
And that's the kind of guy you're going into the postseason with now.
And looking at the game the other night when Embiid put 52 up, I mean, Embiid finished with the most 50-point games in a single season by a center since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it, right? That's
like
I
that.
mean, he can dominate.
I mean, you got to go back to 74.
Can he do it in the playoffs, Carlin?
Of course,
because you're going
to
get there. Obviously, Giannis and
the Greek's going to go up. I
they're-
mean, you
they're-
end up
they're-
playing Milwaukee.
their stars rise to the top.
But who is stopping Embiid?
Well, he's been averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists in the playoffs.
See, I think
anybody?
I think the answer, Josh, I don't think Boston and Milwaukee, if that's really who we're talking about,
Right.
I don't think they go in with the idea that we are stopping Embiid. To be honest with you.
So they're going to let Embiid get his points.
Yeah.
And just worry about stopping the other guys.
Yeah,
because look, who's the X factor for the Sixers?
It's Harden.
No, what about Tobias Harris?
No one even talks about it. You know why? No
Because
one
you
talks
know
about
what
it?
you're going to get out of Harden. He's going to lead. He's going to finish the league. He's going to finish this season as the league leader in assists. So you know what you're going to get out of him.
Okay, but how's he been in the playoffs in the past?
Well, he's been up and down.
He's
had some
Yeah.
great games. He has some
So
horrible
you know what?
He went to the finals with the
You know
with the
what's going to
Rockets.
kill you this year if this happens? Let's just say you go to Boston and you're down 2-1.
Right.
Okay. And then he lays an egg where he's 3 for 11, 4 for 16. You can't have this in the playoffs. And then getting back to what Josh was saying, the regular season and the playoffs, 2 different seasons. You're
Right.
playing one team 7 games
Times, right.
every other night. The coaching staff, the scouting, everything is just
intensifies.
A great word,
And
intensifies.
that's why to me
they know your strengths
Right.
and non-strengths.
And that's what I mean. The X factor is something that we haven't mentioned yet. And it's something that has played out. And Billy, I know you love your stats.
I love them.
Okay. It's turnovers.
Wow.
In the games this team loses, they average around 14 turnovers
Yes,
a game. In the
yes.
games that they win, they average just under 10 turnovers a game. So to me, that means there's a 4 turnover swing in the games that they lose. And if let's say the team scores on half of those turnovers, guess what? That could be the margin of victory and defeat in the postseason, right, Mike?
Because it's not going to be any blowouts.
Right.
I mean,
No,
when
I'm
you
not
play
saying that,
Boston,
but-
what he's saying about the turnovers, you know, every time we play Boston or Milwaukee, it's going to be less than 4 points every game.
And that guy Lopez,
point spread.
he somehow always plays really well against the Sixers.
And then they picked
Got good
up
footwork.
I mean,
yeah.
Who's the free agent? It's blows my mind. That
They got Drew Holiday. They've got
Yeah.
Middleton, right? You're
no,
talking about Milwaukee?
Milwaukee just picked up a huge free agent from Phoenix. Didn't they get him?
We'll get the intern on it.
Well, Jay Crowder, they kind of picked up off the garbage heap.
So you're talking about Crowder?
He was in Phoenix.
Yeah, Crowder's really good.
I don't know if he's really good.
Watch what he does in the playoffs for
I
them.
hope you're
No,
wrong.
you put him in the with that team. He doesn't have to be really good. He just has to be good with everybody around him.
All right, we're moving right along here on a Saturday morning. I want to remind people about 2 charity events that we're telling you about. On Saturday, June 17th at 10, Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser, benefiting local children at the American Legion in Summers Point, New Jersey, from 3 p.m. to 7. Tickets are $25, which includes entry, food, and entertainment. For more information, contact Tara Scioli at 609-415-8398 or email her at tarashappyboxes.com. And Brian Prop's Gafal Golf Classic, benefiting the Stroke Center of the University of Pennsylvania on May 15th at the Riverwinds Golf and Tennis Club. For more details, visit golfgafa.com. I want to remind people that for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquors is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921. Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell Chet I said hello. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. The food's great. It's open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts. They have live music every Friday night. Book a private party. Give Dave Lavari a call. Dave's a great guy. 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Blocked by Paul Reed. Sixers ball, B-ball Paul. Outlets hard on the house. House and run one-man layup.
It's Sixers Nets tomorrow. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
It's April, and you know what that means? Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the hot streak and the hot tubs. Go for a relaxing massage and for wild nights with your entourage. Go to play all day and to dance all night. Go for the rooms with the ocean views that go on forever. Go for paradise with a pair of dice. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Party responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, the intern Andrew Leeds, and, of course, Josh Hennig producing today. I want to remind people that every Sunday we go on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today. HeroCampaign.org. And remember, to be a hero, be a designated driver. Josh Henning, every weekend we do we have people that send us text messages. Now, I neglected to give out the number. It is 609-403-0973. We do like people participating. And Josh, you have a few text messages.
Yeah, Billy was so busy being emotional about taking his daughter to
I
the
do.
open home opener that he forgot about the texters. Guy didn't leave his name, but he put a nice story here for you, Billy. He says, I went to the second game of the 1980 World Series when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Then also went to at least one of every postseason since. None has been more special than last year because I have my two daughters with me. So I know how you feel, Billy.
I'm not going to cry, Roy. I always remember that segment in that scene in Jerry Maguire. You're not going to make me cry, Roy. Cry, Roy. You're not going to make me cry, Roy. And then what he does, he starts crying. All right, Josh, that's great.
Another anonymous texter said he thinks the big reason why the Rays are good is because they have a great front office. So,
yeah, but other teams are pilling. Yeah, but every year they have people that are like, this isn't just an aberration. They've been doing it for the last, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years.
That's why I say it's a front office.
But the front office, they get pillars. The other teams grab guys
and they reload. They're like
and
the
they
Eagles.
reload.
If I was another team, I'd try to be stealing all their
Right.
front office.
Listen, it's the same way the Eagles. They're always getting pillaged.
Yeah, that's right. Any team that wins a championship, you're going to look to see why,
or
and then
has
you're going to
sustained success.
Right. It's a
The
copy.
Rays have actually never won a World Series, but they've been the multiple.
They're always
World
there.
Series.
609-403-0973 if you want to participate in the show.
Dan EHC chimes in. First of all, Dan, thank you for leaving your name unlike the other two texts.
Well, that's because Dan knows what he's doing.
He says the Bucks' problem to me is Middleton is their second scorer, and the playoffs are tough, and Middleton's body is like glass. By the conference final, he'll be broken down. To me, the Sixers just have to get through the Celtics.
I mean, Dan's right on the money with that. 609-403-0973 if you want to participate in the show. We got another one.
Yeah, Paul in Ocean City says, are you guys referring to the Bucks picking up Goran Dragic? Go Sixers.
Is that who it was?
That's another one.
No,
that's another one.
See, I'm accepting Dragic more than Crowder.
Yeah, that name's recognizable more to me than the other.
He's a bruiser.
Okay.
He's a good 8-10 minute bruiser.
609-403-0973.
Well, we got a 25-minute bruiser. How about that?
609-403-0973. Yeah, the Rays have made the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. I mean, so they're doing something right.
Every year.
609-403-0973. And one other Phillies thing before we get back to the Sixers. Trey Turner yesterday became the first Philly to hit safely in 7 games with the team since Grady Sizemore did it. Trey Turner, I like him. Already.
We knew he was going to be special.
2-5, I like it.
We knew he was going to be special when we got him.
Yeah.
And then when we saw him in the World Classic, what he did there, and he's going to be a fan favorite here for the whole season, especially with Harper out. He's your guy.
609-403-0973. And at the bottom of the hour, we're going to start talking about the NFL draft because everybody's I see mock drafts all over the place.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
My heads are spinning with everything you get on the internet.
We're taking a running back.
Right.
We're not taking it. Howie never takes a running back. Now now he's putting on a smoke screen.
Right.
You never know.
Sixers. Yeah, I want to get back to the Sixers with you, Mike, because everybody's concerned about not being able to make it through the conference finals.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's worried about the second round.
If they do make it to the conference finals,
correct.
You're not going to.
You'll play Milwaukee,
right?
Okay.
So they're gonna have to do it the hard way. They're gonna have to go through Boston. They're gonna have to go through Milwaukee. Correct.
Correct.
All right. If they lose, if they make it to the conference finals and lose, are you satisfied or
great year? Yeah.
Great year. Great year.
Yeah. You make it to the all the 32
teams.
You make it to the Final Four.
But I'm thinking they need to make it to the NBA championship finals for me to be say it's a successful.
You're
season.
harder than
how
me.
much time do we have with Embiid? I know.
Well, that's a whole nother subject, but
it's part of the equation.
More importantly,
you got a short window now. What do you got? 3 years with Embiid, maybe
3 good ones.
3 good ones.
Yeah, that's it.
And every time he hits the floor, I'm telling you, to this day,
I don't know if he's getting up.
I don't know.
So we got to worry. You know what we have to think about? The schedule for the second round against Boston. Because I'm just thinking out of my head. You know, my brother came down, Donnie, for my birthday from Boston. Okay. So he went to BC right out of high school and never came home. So he's lived his whole life in Boston.
Okay.
But he's a huge Philly fan.
So does he go to the Celtics games or
No,
the Eagles?
no, that's what I
Phillies,
mean.
Sixers
He's
something?
all Philly. He's all about the Sixers. Now, he does like the Patriots, but the Eagles are 1, Patriots are 2. But my point is, wouldn't it be nice to do a road trip and go up there and see like Boston at the Garden?
I'll fly you up. You want to fly up?
Yeah.
We'll go fly right up and right on our
We could
American
do it.
Airlines. Yeah,
We could get tickets.
You taking me to the draft party? You'll take me to Boston if I get a ticket, right?
Yeah,
you taking me to the draft party, Carl?
Billy, nobody listening cares about you going to a draft party.
I don't care. It's my show.
Let's get it back
It's
to
my
the
show, and I want to
hand.
talk about going to the draft party. I want to put Carlin on the spot.
But it's amazing how when I talk to my brother, how he talks about, you know, just how we're passionate about the Sixers. Guess what? In Boston, they literally think they're not worrying about the second round. They're not worrying about us. They're not talking.
They're not
like
even
they're
worried about us.
It's all about Milwaukee. It's all getting to,
So
in their mind. They're
so
going
they know
to,
they know they own us.
Yeah.
We haven't beat them. We look at we lost to them in the finals. What in 2000? When did we lost them to in 1981? We lost them 4-3.
Yeah, but what happened all those years ago doesn't matter right now.
81. I'm not going back
I know,
40
I'm just saying,
years.
they own us.
I'm
just
saying
they own us.
Season,
years
right
ago.
during the season, but in a 7-game series, going
Because-
back and forth.
We treat history sometimes like it's not fluid,
right?
Because it is. You know, it's like it's the person who says, "Well, this is your win-loss record." Yeah, but not all losses are the same. Injuries come up. You know, somebody goes hot from the field, like you bring about Harden earlier. Well, Harden was a part of the worst shooting game in NBA playoff history, like Game 7 for the Rockets, where they only made, what was it, like they missed 26 of 29 threes or whatever it was. You know, and it was like, well, is that all Harden's fault? No, because the whole team.
All right, how about recent history, Josh? The win against the Celtics the other night was the first time the Sixers beaten the Celtics since January 14th of 2022.
If I remember correctly, I got to double check it, but I think they're 6-8 overall against the Celtics in the regular season since Doc Rivers.
1-3 this year. But I don't look at the.
Well, see, now you're nitpicking. You're picking one stat over another stat. If you came in here and you said the Sixers are owned by the Celtics, but all of a sudden the Sixers had a winning record against them, but history says, well, you got to pick it. You got to make up your mind. Which is it? Is it just this year or is it the last couple of years?
Who's the one guy on the Celtics, Carlin, that you can't stand? I already got my guy.
Yeah. See, no one really stands out for me.
Marcus Smart.
Smart? Yeah, I guess Smart.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being a hater. You would love Marcus Smart if he's on the Sixers.
Wait a second. No doubt about it.
That wasn't a question. But like, I don't.
Al Horford. I think
No, I don't mind.
No, Horford gets under my skin. I didn't like him when he was a Sixer. Because you know why? He looked like he was still a Celtic to me.
That's why he went back.
That's why he went back. I just knew it.
See, I can accept you criticizing Horford. He deserves criticism.
But Smart is more of a villain to me than right. And
yeah,
he always seems.
I'm always afraid what he's going to do.
Yeah,
to
but
get us.
I think this is where PJ Tucker comes in. He might be able to neutralize him. Or because remember, years past, we didn't have anybody like PJ Tucker on our team.
We had no tough guy.
And you were an advocate for him last year.
Yeah,
going
I'm
into
glad.
this. Well, maybe, just maybe, that he's such a grizzled
been
veteran
resting.
and he knows what he's doing this season, knew his role. Because remember, there was an article by, I think it was by Pompey, Josh, was it, where he said, talking about that he knew his role, that the PJ Tucker knew his role.
This is when he knows this is why they're paying me. This is why I'm here. He's here for the next month.
Yeah, he's here for the.
He wasn't
postseason.
here for the rest for the season.
Because remember,
Exactly.
Joel Embiid complained about how they weren't tough enough, how they needed more playoff veteran experience. So Daryl Morey got the best available guy he could get. PJ Tucker is here for the April and May, less than he is for the November, December.
So I think, the more I talk about it, and I guess I'm talking myself into it because I do subscribe to your theory. But the more I talk about it, because look what happened in baseball last year. Look at all those 100-team wins, 101 teams. Look at all the teams that won 100 games or more, and they were out.
Yeah, and look what Tucker. I mean, a true basketball fan. Look what Tucker did the other night, showing that I'm ready when he hit like 3 threes in a row.
Right.
Okay, that's what you're focus in saying, hey, this could be the playoffs. This is what you need all 5 players. You're not going to go anywhere with Embiid scoring 40 and everybody else having 17, 14, whatever. Okay. You need all 5 playing unbelievable at this time.
And I'm telling you this I know Josh laughs at me because of my fandom, but when I hear Tyrese Maxey saying, we saw what the Eagles did, we saw what the Phillies did, the Union, we're next. And I just feel like in my gut that if he's thinking that and he said it,
he's not
the only one.
His rep is not saying, hey, this is what you need to get out to the public.
It's coming from the heart.
Right. That's coming from him.
He sees what happened.
He wants part of it.
That's something I can agree with, though.
Josh actually agrees with me for once.
I don't think it's a pure fan thing. I think that's a human interest thing, because it's part of being human to see other people do well and say, I want a part of that action.
Part of it. Correct.
All right. I want to remind people, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquors in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them I said hi. Hey, a new wind is blowing at Maserati the Mainline. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati the Mainline, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. And ask for Michael Pileggi. Schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tomorrow on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. The Flyers host the Boston Bruins tomorrow. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN, and listen live on the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again and again. Calling again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Mom, Dad,
Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit?
Picture, if you will, a world with the best network. I'm talking about the Xfinity. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, The Locker Room, every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. 609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-573-3776 is the phone number, and we have a caller on the line. Let's go to the phones and welcome in Mr. Met himself, Jeff Dowling. I was tongue twister there.
You forget my name already?
Yeah, well, I want to forget your team.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was just going to text you guys and say if those Chili's ever get out of the cold and start playing well, it's going to be a good season in the NL East.
The Chili's. You know, that's pretty funny. Now, Jeff, I got to be honest, full disclosure, I thought I'd hear a little bit more from you as baseball got closer. You were like, I figured because, you lost your reliever, and Diaz, right?
I know.
Then you lose, then Verlander goes down. I figure you were like hiding.
At work here, it's just, busy.
I get it.
So I've just been procrastinating to call you, but, I didn't want to leave my friend out in the cold too long.
No, you know what I think it is? Then you saw the Phillies injuries mounting up. You figured you'd pound your chest and start calling it?
Yeah, but your injuries don't amount to what our injuries do.
What are you talking about? We have two of our best players on the bench right now.
Yeah, but for not as long.
And that's where
yeah, well, Verlander's only out for
the reason that you only have. Yeah. What did Verlander do again? I can't remember.
I think he strained his elbow or something. I think it's his pitching arm.
Okay.
It's his pitching arm.
Yeah, I mean that could be from. Yeah, that could be from early season.
Well, he won the World Series, so he pitched late into November. So his rest, he had to recover quicker and come back quicker. But Mr. Met, the Mets are off to an average start, 4-4. It's early. We don't get it. Mike Carlin says we don't get too excited. But how do you see? I mean, the Phillies are right now predicted to finish third in the NL East. What say you?
I bet all the teams. I bet every team in the NL East has a winning record. I'm going to bet they're going to say they're going to be over 500.
Every team, not the Nationals.
Tough.
I don't think the Nationals.
Nah, the National. Yeah, maybe. Let's say the Nationals go 500. A couple of games under, a couple of games over. But let me tell you, every team in the NL. All right, yeah, I guess I forgot about the Nationals. But every team is just really, really, packed and stacked. So I don't see, why, they could run the board. The 4 teams. It could go any way.
Well, during the break, our own Mike Carlin, we were just talking about the Phillies schedule. And Mike, if you could just reiterate that, because if you look at the Phillies schedule in April and the beginning of May,
next 16 games,
right? So good.
The next 16 games, we play Cincinnati 2 more. Then we go, and this is all at home. We have Miami coming in. Okay,
they're 3-5,
but that could be 2-1. Then you got back to Cincinnati, Chicago. No one scares you in this, and then for Colorado, let's just say you go 10-6 in that, and could you go 11-5 very easily?
Very easily.
But if you just go 10-6,
sure,
you're
take
back,
2 out of 3 in each
you're
series.
You're back now to 12-11,
right?
Over 500, and now we're moving.
I like it. I
Very
like
easy.
it. I like it, Mr.
Right,
Matt.
Right. But you forget about what I said first. The Chili's can't play well in the beginning of the season.
The Chili's, you're like
the Chili's.
Jeff,
Listen,
I should let you
I just made
know.
that up this morning.
Jeff, I should let you know that in 2008, the Phillies started 8-10. In 2009, they started 6-8. So starting out not good seems to be.
Season. It must have been a warm. It must have been a warm, spring.
Mr. Matt, I got to tell the
They
guys
just
here in the
can't
studio.
play.
You sent me this text message. The people singing your Mets song. There's no way I'll ever sing that, even if I lose a bet to you, which I will. I'd rather pay. I'd rather buy you a steak dinner at the Trap or something like that.
How about the stuff
sing that stinking Mets song?
How about the stuff that came out this week about the Mets? I mean, I can't believe that someone within management, promotions, whatever, senior man. Do you see the patch they had to take off their arms?
No.
They had the Phillies colors in it. And the owner said, we can't have that. We got to take it.
Why would it have the Phillies colors in it?
No one knows. That's the thing. There's pictures of it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it just came out like Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, anybody
How
that
does
likes
that get to that level to be on a uniform and then decide, why do we have the Phillies?
See, I always
colors
tell
on?
Jeff it's a character flaw of his that he's a Mets fan. He lives in this area. He's a Mets fan. Like that's like fighting for the British in the Revolutionary War.
That's a horrible analogy.
I'm no Paul Revere. But listen, my
You're
parents,
Benedict Arnold is who you are.
my parents were Dodgers and Giants fans way back in the day.
I don't need a history lesson of why. That's like when these Dallas Cowboys fans tell us why they're Cowboys fans. I don't care. Try to justify why you're a Met.
I am not a homer.
That's right. You live here, but you're not a homer.
I live here. I mean, I'm a homer for the Flyers. If they get into the playoffs, I'll watch them. If the Sixers, that looks like they could go deep into the playoffs, I'll watch them. But I'm not going to flip the channels and go, oh, where are the Sixers?
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, give us our local listeners, give us an update. We haven't asked you lately. How is Playland looking, and what are you looking for the summer?
Good question.
With the construction.
Well, we have we are looking. I'm gonna some bad news. We probably won't have an arcade until 2024.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the first floor. The second floor is going to be storage. First floor is going to be the arcade like it was before it, and the Dairy Queen. And then the second floor is going to be offices and storage. And then hopefully one day on the roof we'll have a roller coaster.
Oh, awesome.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Something little. I mean, we're not talking we're going to, put anything like the Gale Force up there.
No.
But just a little kiddie thing going up there, going back and forth. The pirate ship's coming back. The pirate and the pirate's coming back.
Yeah, you gotta have the show.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Jeff.
We're just waiting for. I know. We're real quick. We're just waiting for some approvals from the city so we can finish the steps and the up to the third floor and up to with the elevator because we have to have an elevator now because of the new construction. But yeah, so we're just waiting for approvals for that, and then we can continue, and then probably before we get a CO, we're talking 2024.
All right, Mr. Met, we really appreciate the update. Of course, we always love razzing you.
Oh no, and right back at you, brother.
All right, so love you, dude. I'll see you soon.
All right, see you guys.
All right, bye-bye. Jeff Dowling, Mr. Met. All right. I want to talk a little Eagles. We'll just do our business right now. We'll come back and
perfect.
Do it.
So for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named the best of Philly, best of Atlantic City, and the most competitive prices around. Easy for me to say. Circle Liquors is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of The Locker with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they have private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue the more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Way out of here. Left center field, Manny Machado.
Two of the odds-on favorites to win the National League go head-to-head in Atlanta. Manny Machado and the San Diego Padres begin their first East Coast road trip of the season when they face Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
The Padres at the Braves. Coverage begins today at 6:30 Eastern and tomorrow at 6 Eastern.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
At Ocean First Bank, our first thought is you. We put you first in all we do. Community banking for a century. We treat you like your family. Whatever you need, whatever you dream, let's make it a reality. Ocean First Bank, putting you first.
Want a great rate? Check out our new First Wave Money Market account. The more you deposit, the more interest you earn. And even better, there are no term commitments. Visit oceanfirst.com for complete details, including how to get a 4.25% APY.
Whatever you need, whatever you dream, let's make it a reality. Ocean First Bank, putting you first.
Certain rules and restrictions apply. Member FDIC.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of your spring cleaning with a new laundry day quicker and more efficient, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. Bring on spring with savings on select laundry appliances in-store and online at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, intern Andrew Leeds, and Josh Henning pushing the buttons. I'm struggling a little bit today. I want to apologize. Fighting a cold, but soon enough that'll be gone and get better. Hey, Carlin.
Yeah,
lot being made of who the Eagles should get in the. They got the 10th. They got 2 picks in the first round, 10 and 30. Should they move up? Should they go back? Should they do this? But I want to ask you specifically. What do you think? What need do you think they need to address first?
I think it's safety.
Okay.
I like safety. I always like, I'm a lot like how he thinks about the offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Win these games up front.
Yeah, if you can get someone that's really, really good, that's going to be here for the next 8-10 years, I'd grab him. I know everybody's talking about Carter. Now, could he be trouble and stuff like that? Is he going to drop to us if he's there? But here's what keeps getting in my head. We have a window right now that we just went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
If we don't plan on falling off, and I don't think we're going to fall off that much, like we're at that level.
Right.
Push everything in. I know Howie doesn't like to go after a running back and all that, but man, imagine.
See, I don't think we should draft them. I think running backs are.
Listen, they're a dime a dozen. I get it.
Yes.
But for the next 2-3 years, I'd like to have the best.
But I'm not going to use the my number 10th pick or my 30th.
If I told you could win a Super Bowl in the next 2-3 years for
Yeah,
the
but
10th pick,
but see,
or do you want a lineman for the next 8 to 10 years and not
all
win?
right, but let me just give you some names of some people that have been talked about. They're just talked about. People that are the cream rising to the top. Defensive tackles, Jalen Carter, the kid from Clemson, who I've been watching a lot of film, Byron Breeze. Okay, he looks really good. I like those two guys. All right.
Carter's not getting to the Eagles.
All right. Nolan Smith, the linebacker. I've been seeing a lot of film on him because I've been seeing it. From what I see, I like it.
Billy,
what?
we have a linebacker already from Georgia that
All
we
right.
got last year.
All right.
We got Dean.
Nolan Smith is more of an edge
All right.
rusher, and I don't know if he's 100% ready to start day one in the NFL, though.
All right. How about from Oregon? There's 4 cornerbacks that I actually think we should use the 10th pick. Or if we can go back to 30, any one of these guys, because they all have size, they all have speed.
Cornerbacks.
Christian Gonzalez, the kid from Illinois, who I saw twice.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, I saw him play twice. Witherspoon. What I liked about him, when the ball was in the air, he located the ball while running
he's looking back.
He's looking at it. That's the number one thing. You don't locate the ball.
Yeah.
Like you see these cornerbacks that they're
just running with their
right,
back to
right
it.
with the back to the ball. No, not this kid. And Joey Porter, of course, from Penn State.
Penn State, boy.
Right? Love to see him come here. And that kid Ringo, another Georgia kid. All right.
So can I interject real quick?
Yes, please do.
So Witherspoon has a high floor, but Gonzalez has the higher ceiling.
Right.
So personally, because you already have 2 corners, I wouldn't personally get Witherspoon because whoever you draft might not play anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to get a corner, I would personally go with Porter or Ringo because both of them have a lot of talent, but they're not going to play immediately.
The only thing about
I personally would rather go with someone who's going to play immediately at 10th overall. And that's why, for example, you mentioned the kid from Clemson. My brain just blanked.
Yeah, that's
on his name.
That's
Brees, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but I also like Miles Murphy from Clemson as well. Also the guy Maxie Smith from Michigan. I mean, that guy reminds me a lot of Chris
Josh. Let me
Jones.
ask you this question. You know what do I always say, Josh? What's my motto?
You love to say, even though it's incorrect, big guys beat up on little guys.
All right. The only thing I worry about with Ringo, he's a redshirt sophomore. But he's 6'2", 215, can run with anybody. Got world class speed. All right. His speed is elite.
He's a phenomenal athlete.
But is he too young?
I don't.
Sure enough.
The age isn't the issue with him.
Okay.
The issue with him is that he doesn't have the skill set down properly yet. Like a guy like Witherspoon and Gonzalez, they are made for the NFL right now.
6'2", Gonzalez, ready for this? Oregon junior. Okay, he's coming in early. 6'2", 201.
I care. Don't
Another
care
guy
about
with
size.
world speed. Yeah. I do. Why?
I don't.
I don't want a 5'5". I don't want a 5'9", 5'10" cornerback. They can't cover like these receivers.
These receivers are all 6'3", 6'4".
all, yeah.
I don't care how big you are because if you can't turn your hips, if you don't have the fluidity to spin and run, if you don't have the footwork, if you're a grabby guy who's constantly being called for flags, it doesn't matter how big you are.
But if you're small, you got to start grabbing. You can't cover.
What makes Gonzalez and Witherspoon valuable is they are both excellent at spinning their hips. They are both excellent at being in the right place at the right time. That's what makes
How
them
about
valuable.
this, Carlin? We need a Brian Dawkins-esque player on the defense. What about this kid from Alabama, the safety, Brian Branch?
I like the name Alabama right there.
You're never going to find a Dawkins again.
All right, but I've been seeing footage of this guy. He plays
That's
with intensity,
safety.
man.
That's the first thing you asked me.
And we need a safety. Seems like
but you're happy with our running game.
Yes,
you are.
Yes.
Okay. So you like our quarterback running as much as he does. Eventually, he's going to get hurt. Eventually, we're going to come in here on a Sunday or the following. We're going to man, did we have to run that one last time?
We did that last year, though. And we talked about it. We blamed the offensive coordinator. They called more quarterback
Design
plays
runs
in that Bears
for him,
game
right.
than any other game last year.
And there had to be a reason for that they weren't
Yeah,
happy
it's called
with their
being
running game.
stupid.
Miles
It's called
Sanders
outthinking the
he was in
room.
that lineup. He played that day.
I think we
look,
need.
Carlin, I agree with
I think
you.
we need a legitimate
But
running
I think
back to take
we
it
lost
off
more.
Hurts.
We lost more players on defense than we did on offense.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the 10th pick needs to be defense.
That's why I like Carter then. And I
Carter's
don't
not
care
gonna
about
be
the
there.
trouble. I know. I'm hoping. Well, if they take now they're talking about taking 5 quarterbacks.
And by the way,
They start, and guess what? You go from 10th, and maybe you give up. What was the next one we have? 30.
30.
Okay, so you get
By
10
the
and
way,
30, and you move up to 8.
The
You
Eagles
get
are
'em.
the first team to have 2 first-round picks after going to the Super Bowl since the Patriots did it in 2008. So they're in a good position. Remember, Jerry Jones was lipping off saying that the Eagles mortgage their future.
Jerry's just jealous.
I know. He is just
someone
jealous.
who just doesn't know.
But listen, I think we lost more people on defense. We need to bolster that defense up because at least, like we all agree, and we talked to Brian Baldinger, of course, our own Brad Quast, right? These games are won up front.
Are you more?
So I want them to bolster the defense. I think our offense is set
for the future on the line.
Yeah,
on the line.
Well,
the line I'm
yeah, but
talking about.
They're going to draft an offensive lineman in one of these rounds.
Okay.
In the second round, you get a top.
I mean, they got Dickerson in the second round.
Yeah, I go to second round with him. What, they got 3 picks in a set, 2 picks in a second.
So you're more. So if your 10th pick comes up and there's a great offensive lineman and a great defensive lineman, you'd go to defense before offense. If they're both the same, and you need
If
both.
all
what
things
you
are
taking?
equal, I go defense.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Because I
agree.
believe in this
Because defense
organization's
wins games,
development
right?
of
Yeah.
offensive linemen.
But I also am intrigued with this is a top heavy for defensive backs, right?
Yeah, you can get. You don't have to get one of the top 2 corners to get a good corner.
So maybe how he can move up in the second round and steal one of these guys. Because I think we need a top flight quality.
He's going to do
defensive back.
something. The whole season comes. This is Howie's season right now. This is where he.
Hey, I
shines.
made it through.
You did it.
The throat and everything. I apologize.
With the
for what I
Argyle
said.
sweater and everything.
Argyle
Yeah.
sweater. Hey, Carlin, happy Easter, man. Happy
Thank
Easter,
you very
guys.
much.
Happy Easter, everybody out there. Tomorrow's Easter. We'll be back at it tomorrow here in the locker room. Billy Schwein. I got the youth movement, Josh. Danny Ryan, the producer.
Listen, the
Andrew
young guys are doing a good job. I haven't gotten any calls on Sunday morning in a while.
You can relax on your one day off.
I don't have any panic text or calls coming in
All
from
right,
Billy or anyone.
tomorrow we go back on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. Thanks for making the locker part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. The third round is underway, and we have a brief respite from the rain. Tiger Woods was on the course at 8 a.m. to finish the final 7 holes of his second round.